Okay, welcome. I'm Rabbi Gershon Kwasniewski. I'm here at Temple Bethel Riverside for the adult education class, and it's my honor to be here with you to share this nice time. I'm sure that it will be a nice time. We are the week before one of the main Hebrew or Jewish holidays. I'm talking about Passover. I'm talking about Pesach, one of my favorite holidays. Can a
Me
rabbi,
too. Me
can
too.
a rabbi say that it's one of the favorite holidays? I'm thinking that I can say. I have great memories about Pesach because I remember huge tables with the entire family sitting around, the woman of the family cooking together at the kitchen, making noise at the same times that the other side of the family trying to read the Haggadah, and then the kids running around the house, and then year after years, my cousins start to come with their girlfriends and boyfriends, and each time the table was smaller. And then we started to organize in a different way the celebration. But that years for my childhood were really very nice years, and I have great memories. And for my rabbinical background, I also have great memories because we started to organize very big sedarim at Porto Alegre. We used to have, I don't know, 60, 70 people. And then one of our members, Enrique Kipperman, Zichrono Libracha, he said, why we don't organize our Pesach Seder in a fancy hotel? And then from 70 people, we arrived to 500 people. Okay, we celebrate Seder for 500 people, 400 people, 300 people, and later on, of course, yes, finding nice places in different parts of the city, and now we have the nice challenge to organize nice Sedarim here in Riverside with the Temple Bethel. I would like to share my screen. Let's see. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. The topic of my class, or my conversation with you this evening, will be the Haggadah as a guide for life, memory, identity, and future. I don't know if everybody knows, but Haggadah, it's the main book that we use for Passover. And parts of the Haggadah are for different texts, different chapters or verse from the Torah. And other parts of the Haggadah are piyutim, are poetry, specific poetry. And perhaps if it's a book completely different, that we have many editions all around the world with a lot of pictures, it's exactly the Haggadah. And it's an old tradition to have different pictures or paintings about the Seder. And this is something that we don't have, for example, in the Torah edition. Torah edition, you have just text. But when we are talking about Haggadah, the main book that we use to celebrate and to read during Passover, we are going to see the diversity of colors, size, and paintings, and different approaches to the Seder. Let's start let's start with memory. And the first thing that I would like to show you is this map. Other name that received the land of Egypt in the Tanakh, in the Torah, it's Eretz Goshen, the land of Goshen. Okay, and this is the way, the path that our ancestors walk when they receive the freedom from Egypt to the land of Canaan in that time. It's very close, but this way took 40 years. We need to remember that one of the main places that they arrived was Sinai, Mount Sinai. Here, if you can see, oh, sorry, what happened? Okay, here, Mount Sinai. Here they received the Torah, they received the Luchot Abrit, and this is something that happened immediately after they received their freedom. But here, yes, we need to remember what was happening here at the time that they were waiting for Moshe Rabbeinu. They built the golden calf, and then we know that they were punishment, and also during the time in the desert, what Moses sent one representative for each tribe, and they lied about what they saw in the land of Israel. For each day that the spies were in the land of Israel, one day became 1 year. This is the reason that they spent 40 years. But it was not easy, the way in the desert. But when we are talking about Pesach, we need to remember this map. The way it seems really a short way, but they spend in this place 40 years. We need also to remember that during the time of our ancestors, our patriarchs, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, also Abraham and also Yaakov, also Abraham and Jacob, both arrived to the land of Egypt. Do you know why? What they did in the land of Egypt many generations before Moses. Why Abraham and Jacob, they went till the land of Egypt? Do you know why?
Were they trading?
Sorry, Franklin?
Were they trading?
Trading?
Like the sale, buying and selling, that kind of.
No, exactly. No, exactly.
Could have been some droughts.
Some, sorry, can you repeat, Carolee?
Drought, lack of water.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Was the main problem. And this is the reason that they came to Egypt, because in Egypt you have this that I'm showing here, that it's the Nile. Okay. And if they have the Nile, they have two things. They have water and they have food. This is the reason then Abraham, Jacob arrived to the land of Egypt. This is what we call Sinai, the region of Sinai, and this is the land of Israel nowadays. Yes, we have here the Mediterranean Sea, and we have here the Dead Sea, and what we have here, yes, nowadays, Lebanon and Jordan, and we have here Saudi Arab, and all this area all this area, this area is Egypt. Okay, but this is the memory. Yes, this is part of our memory to remember the history and why they arrived there. When we are talking about memory, we can go to the Torah and we go to the book of Shemot, Exodus, chapter 1, from verse 9 to 12. Vayomer el amo ine am bnei Israel rava atzum mimeno. We need to remember this. And he said to his people, who is talking, it's the Pharaoh. Look, the Israelite people are much too numerous for us. Let us deal shrewdly with them so that they may not increase. Otherwise, in the event of a war, they may join our enemies in fighting against us and rise from the ground. So they set taskmasters over them to oppress them with forced labor. And they built garrison cities for Pharaoh, Pithom, and Ramses. But the more they were oppressed, the more they increased and spread out, so that the Egyptian came to dread the Israelites. This is part of our memory. They were afraid that they are going to be a people who is going to grow up in a great number, and they are going to change their minds. And in that time, they were friends, but they were afraid that they perhaps are going to be enemies and they are going to be inside their own land. Then they decided to change their status. Not more freedom from the Israelites. Let's do for these people a people of slavers. This is part of the book of Exodus. Let's continue. And here we have also, when we are talking about memory, the Jewish Israelite slavery in Egypt. In between approximately the year 2000 and 1700 BCE, it's the patriarchal period. I mentioned to you that Abraham and Jacob went to Egypt was during these years. Joseph sold into Egypt and rise to power. This is the story that we find in the book of Breshit, Genesis. The Israelites settled in Goshen. Eretz Goshen, I'll show you before in the map. Yes, Goshen, Egypt. After Joseph's death, uncertain date, it's the time of beginning of oppression. New Egyptian rules fear Israelites' growth. Israelites subjected to forced labor and hard service. This is what appears in the book of Shemot, chapter 1. Traditional and biblical duration of the time that they were slavers in Egypt, it's around 430 years. Some people are talking about 400 years. Sorry, but the right number is around 430 years. If you are going back, if you don't have your Haggadah and you like to know more about the story of Egypt, the time that the Israelites were slavers, you must go to the book of Shemot, Exodus, chapter 12, verse 40 and 41. Say the Hebrews live in Egypt around 40 30 years before the Exodus. Scholarly estimate of slavery period, two common views. Early date, traditional. The Exodus happened in the year approximately 1446 BCE, before the Common Era. This is what we say. An oppression and enslavement intensify in preceding generation. Moses born approximately in the year 1526 or 1520 before BCE. Exodus and crossing on the sea happened approximately on the year 1446 BCE. And the late date, archaeological and scholarly, Exodus, we are talking about the 13th century BCE, approximately the year 1250. We need to remember that we are in the Jewish calendar. When we are talking BCE, okay, we are now in the year 2026 plus 1250. Okay, and then we are talking about 3,500 years ago that this story happened. Okay, just to know, it's always important to know where we are. Enslavement and departure places in the period of Ramses II, Israelites associated with labor on store cities like Ramses. Okay, because we are talking about Pharaoh, yes, Paro, but we need to remember there were many Egyptian kings. It was not just one king. Okay, they call Pharaoh, but it was Pharaoh I or Ramses I, Ramses II, etc., etc. All of them. It's like you call president. You have many presidents in your history. They call Pharaoh, but they were different persons. Okay, this is part of our memory. When we are going to study and when we open the Haggadah, it's like a trip that we are doing together. It's like we enter in a time machine and we are going back. This is the way that we need to understand the celebration of Pesach. We enter in this time machine, we are going back to understand our present and to see our future. This is the way that we celebrate Pesach. Let's continue. Memory. I don't know if you care or not, but when we sing the Kiddush blessing every Friday night, we are talking about Egypt. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei v'ri'afem. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shava kodsho ve'oratzon, inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila lemikrei kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim. And we say, blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of all, creator of the fruit of the vine. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of all, who, finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot, with commandments, in love and favor. You made the Holy Shabbat, our heritage, as a reminder of the work of creation. There are two things that we remember when we bless the wine. We remember the work of creation. In other words, we remember Breshit at the beginning. As first among our sacred days, it recalls the Exodus from Egypt. We remember Yetziat Mitzrayim. We remember the time that we went out from Egypt. And this is really very important issue because just someone who is free can celebrate Shabbat. Before Egypt, we didn't have a day to rest. We were slavers. I ask you, when we started to rest, after what we had the dimension, the idea that it was mandatory to rest, and not just us, also our family, the people who are living with us. When we started to rest and to have a different life.
Was it during the first temple?
Sorry, Susie?
I asked if it was during when we had the first temple.
No.
I think it was with the tabernacle. The Ohel Moed.
Was it,
Before.
was it
Before.
with Moses? With Moses and the Ten Commandments?
After the, yeah, after Ten Commandments and after the golden calf.
Sherry, it's it's saying the right answer. We have the dimension that we have the right to rest after the Ten Commandments. And this is part of the memory. Remember, the fourth commandment, it's talking about Shabbat and that it's mandatory to rest.
Right, right.
And this is something related and completely different that they didn't know before they leave the land of Egypt. Okay, but each Shabbat, when we bless the wine, we remember that we are there, and it's important to remember the exodus from Egypt. You choose us and set us apart from the people. It's also another way to say that the same God who created the world, it's that God that gave us the freedom from Egypt. We are talking about the same God. We are not talking about different. You made the Holy Shabbat our heritage as a reminder of the work of creation. God, this God. And this God gave us the opportunity to be free. We are talking about the same God. He have the capacity to do these things. Okay? And this is part of the memory. We are going back now to the Torah, and we enter in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, verse 6. Anochi Adonai Elohecha asher hotzeticha me'eretz Mitzrayim mibeit abadim. I, the Eternal, am your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. And this is something that appears in the book of Shemot or in the book of Deuteronomy. You need to remember that the Ten Commandments appears twice in our Torah. The first time in the book of Shemot, the second time in the book of Deuteronomy. Why appears twice in the Torah? Because it's a new generation. They were near the land of Canaan, the new generation. Many of these people who were witnesses at Mount Sinai when Moses came back with the commandments, they died in the desert. And then Moshe Rabbeinu, the rabbi, the leader, the teacher, the professor, meet again with the people, and in front of the people, he repeat the lesson. Okay, here are the 10 commandments. And one of the commandments, and this is very important because we are talking about commandments, but this is part of the 10 commandments, and this is the first commandment. The first commandment starts talking about Egypt. And this is really the big difference between this God and the other gods, and the gods of the Egyptians. Okay, this is the God of freedom. This is the God of Israel. This is the God who sent you, who sent to you Moses, and this is the God that it's reminded in the first commandment. First commandment, this is very important, but the first things that we remember that Anochi Adonai Elohecha, who is talking, it's God, I'm the eternal, I'm your God. And the first things that he remember us who brought you out from the land of Egypt. It was not Moses. Moses was the leader, but who sent Moses? God. The same God that we remember, the God of the creation. Let's go now, we jump to Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 15. Remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and the Eternal, your God, freed you from there with a mighty hand and outstretched arm. Beyad chazaka ubizroa netuya. This is what we call anthropomorphism. Anthropomorphism, it's to give to God you like parts of the human body. What is hand? Could you see the hand of God? Did you see the hand of God? Hand, it's something that we can understand. Beyad chazaka ubizroa netuya, with force, he took us out from Egypt, like someone when you take something with your hand and you push, okay, that way, the hand of God. This is anthropomorphism, to give to God the way, like a human description, but he continued to be God. It's just for our understanding. Therefore, the Eternal, your God, has commanded you to observe the Shabbat day. Okay, but the main thing that we, and this is part of the fourth commandment. It's part of the fourth commandment. You see, first commandment and fourth commandment. The fourth commandment is talking about Shabbat, but part of this commandment, we need to remember that we were slaves in the land of Egypt. This is very important. This is part of our memory. The second part of my speech, it's about identity. Okay, and this is what I find when I reading the Haggadah. The Haggadah of Passover is not just an historical narrative, it's above all a guide to Jewish identity. Through the Seder, it conveys core ideas that have sustained the Jewish people across generations, and here are the essential. Active memory, not just history. It's not a book of history. The Haggadah, it's not a book of history that we are reading just Magid in the main part of the Haggadah that we call Magid. It's the narrative, and nowadays it's very common. Everybody is talking about the narrative, the narrative, the narrative. It's a fancy word nowadays in the 21st century, but we have the narrative of the history of the people of Israel, but it's not just history. The Haggadah teach in every generation, each person must see themselves as if they personally came out from Egypt. Bechol dor vador chayav adam lirot et atzmo כאילו יצא ממצרים. You need to feel yourself that you are going out from Egypt. It's not an history from others, it's your history. You need to feel that your generation, our generation, each person must see themselves as if they personally came out from Egypt. If you don't put in the place of the other, it's very difficult to understand the history. It's very, you are not going to understand. And this is something that happened nowadays with all stuff that happen in Middle East. If the others don't are in our position, for them it's very difficult to understand. And this is part of our identity, to be in the place of the other, to go to the place to the other. We learn that being Jewish, it's not only about remembering the past, but living it personally. Yes, we need to make this effort to try to understand what is. Do you remember when in which part of the Seder? Yeah, the Seder, the Passover dinner, it's a very happy dinner with songs, with prayers. In which part we are putting ourselves in the place of the other, doing what? Give me an example.
The plagues,
Exactly.
doing the taking out of the wine for the plagues.
And what is the symbolism of
The
this?
symbolism of that is that even though the plagues hurt the Egyptians and hurt everybody, we feel sorry for the people who this happened to, and we diminish our cups so that we remember that this hurt people.
Yes, we are putting ourselves in the place of the Egyptian,
Okay, yeah, that
and,
you're right.
and we have our cup, and we diminish the wine. Okay, this is my coffee cup, but imagine that it's a wine cup, and we take a spoon, and for each plague, we are putting less wine, like a drop, outside our cup, to say, I'm not going to be happy and to drink the complete cup of wine. I remember what they suffer, and then I'm going to diminish my happiness. This is part of our identity, how we understand the history. Freedom at the core of identity. The transition from slavery to freedom defines the Jewish people. Jewish identity is built on values such as human dignity, justice, and empathy for the oppressed. And this is the example that we gave when we are talking about the plagues and when we diminish. And also, when we are talking about freedom, we are not thinking just about our freedom, and we are thinking about the freedom of any people. I would like, and I'm sure that you agree, that we would like to see every people free in this world. We don't like to see one people who oppress the others. We have our own experience. It was a very bad experience. We don't like to repeat this with others. Okay, it's, of course, that we fight for our right of existence, that it's completely different, and many anti-Semitic people said that you are trying to do the same that others did with the people of Israel. But in fact, we are fighting, yes, for our life, for our dignity, and for our rights to be a free people. This is unbelievable. In the 21st century, we continue to fight to have the right to be a free people in the land of our ancestors. Education and transmission. This is very important, and this is part of our identity. The Arba Kushiot, the 4 questions. Ma nishtana הלילה זה מכל הלילות, Why it's different this night from the other nights? Yes, do you remember? It's one of the most popular prayers that we find in the Haggadah. The 4 questions and the 4 children. We have 4 different children that we talk about them at the Haggadah, show that Judaism is transmitted throughout questioning, dialogue, and adaptation to each individual. Being Jewish means continually teaching and learning, especially within the family. The Haggadah, it's not just a book to read, it's a dialogue. The proposal is the new generation ask the old generation. Why it's different this night for the other nights? The kids are asking to the adults, and then the adults answer. This is the reason that we have a single voice. Yes, the little one of the family or the little one of the community ask, and the entire community, the entire family answer, This is not a song or a prayer to sing together. It's a song to give to the young generation to ask, and we as adults, we have the obligation to answer. At least we need to try to answer to the new generation. And we have the 4 children, the 4 children, it's the same. We have 4 types of children. We are going to see this soon. This is part of our identity. What this means that we have 4 children. Like in any other family, we have people who is smart, we have people who are bad people, we have people that don't know what to ask, and we have people that they are more difficult, but they still to be part of our family, and we need to have a good relationship with all of them, and we need to understand that one of these children can be our children, but we need to be prepared and we need to answer. And if you give an answer, the identity will become more stronger. When we are talking about identity, we need to think about diversity within the people. The 4 children, wise, wicked, simple, and the one who does not know how to ask, represent different ways of being Jewish. Jewish identity embraces diversity of throughout and levels of engagement. Yes, also these represent levels of engagement. We have a family, we are family, everybody is very nice people, but there are people who have knowledge of Torah, and they keep mitzvot, they keep commandments. There are other people who don't have knowledge of Torah, but they keep mitzvot. There are others who keep mitzvot, but they don't have knowledge. And we have a false group that they don't have knowledge and they don't keep mitzvot. But all of them are part of the people of Israel. And we embrace all of them. This is part of our diversity. We are talking about diversity. They are part of us. The 5th point, we are talking about community and belonging. The Seder is experienced together around the table. This is the magic place, the table. Jewish identity, it's not only individual, but deeply communal and relational. It's not the same if you are sitting alone in your house and you open the Haggadah and you sing and you read alone. It's not the same experience. The nice experience is to be with others. If it's a dialogue, one asks and the other one answer. And sometimes you don't have the answer, then you ask to other. And when you have more people, they can give a contribution in the way that they remember more and they know more about Judaism and about this story. And the Seder, I say in that way, when you organize a Seder, yes, previously Carly said, I will be cooking, okay, next week. The entire environment change in your home. The home smells different. Yes, you are cooking, and it smells gefilte fish, and it smells knedlach, and matze ball. Yes, it's not going to smell halabi, but it's going to smell different because we have our own flavors. The holiday, it's coming with the own flavors, and we are going to buy specific food, kasher lePesach, appropriate for Pesach, that it's not appropriate for the rest of the year. And we need to clean. If you are more observant, you are going to clean. You are going to do bedikat and biur hametz. You are going to clean your home from the hametz, and you are not going to have there bread, or you are not going to have there pasta. You are not going to have cake. You are not going to have regular cookies, and you are not going to have pizza. Yes, these foods that you used to eat during the entire year, and it's a symbolic way that you clean your home, you clean your kitchen, but also you prepare your body to receive a different kind of food. You clean yourself. You prepare spiritually to receive the holiday, to celebrate the holiday. And the food will match you with the history. I'm thinking that it's not the best thing on the world to eat matzah during 1 week. Yes, you can eat, you can enjoy to eat a little bit matzah, but in the second day, in the third day, in the fourth day, in the fifth day, you say, it's enough, enough matzah. Yes, and sometimes you don't have the same variety of food, but this is part of the celebration, to prepare ourselves, to prepare the kitchen, to prepare ourselves spiritually, to have a different dinner. We call Seder. Seder means order, because we follow the order of the Haggadah. We follow 15 steps, okay, one under the other. Remember what I spoke last year, the way that we organize the dinner. It's not a Jewish way to organize the dinner. And this is something that coming from other people. This is something that coming from the Greeks. The order to have, yes, one plate, the entrance, and some snacks, and the main plate, and the dessert. Yes, it was not common to have many dishes during the dinner, and the Jewish tradition took this tradition from the Greek tradition, and we call this Seder. Okay, we call this order because we follow the order, and we have a special plate that we call keara, and we need to prepare the keara, we need to buy this and that, and we need to put an egg there, and we need to buy the matzah, and we have also to find the afikoman. There are many ways that we need to prepare our home, our body, our kitchens to have a different week. If it's a week like other weeks, we are not going to catch the Passover spirit. I'm sorry to say, if for you Passover is just one night and you think that it's enough, it's not enough. It's the first night and the second night and the last night are the nights that we have this special Seder, that we organize the Seder, but we keep this special food for the entire week, not just for the Seder. And I invite you to try to keep the kosher lepesach also during the entire week. Just if you are sick or if you have a health problem, of course that you are allowed to eat different kind of food. But remember, if you have the opportunity to keep kosher lepesach, also if we are Reform Jews, I'm thinking it's very important. Nobody is going to die if during 1 week you don't order your pizza, your favorite pizza, or you don't eat your favorite pasta, or you don't eat your favorite cheesecake. Okay, cheese you can eat, but not with the same recipe that you cook or you bake your cheesecake. What I'm trying to say, it's a way that you work to have a strong identity. It's not just to read a book that we call Haggadah. It's not just to eat a piece of matzah and think, okay, that's it. Okay, for me it's enough. Try to do more. Try to enter in the spirit of the holiday the entire week and not just 1 day. And try to find people. It's very nice. Not these days in Israel that everything is so difficult, but it's a spring break here in America. It's a spring break in Israel. It's like a long weekend. It's the entire week. It's holiday, and the people, of course, you don't have classes during this season, and people are more relaxed to go to other places. Not the case this year. It's a joke where you find more people in Israel during Passover. Do you know the answer? Where do you find more people in Israel during Passover? And the answer is at the airport, at Ben Gurion, because everybody trying, yes, to go out Israel and to share vacation during this week. Okay, it's a season of vacation, a short vacation. Let's come back. We have the hope and redemption. Phrases like next year in Jerusalem point toward the future. To be Jewish is to live with hope, even in difficult times. And this is that happened, okay? And this is part of our identity. And perhaps point number 6, it's also will be an answer for my last point of this lecture, when we are talking the Haggadah related to future. Yes, how we conclude the Seder, singing the next year in Jerusalem. L'shana haba b'Yerushalayim, l'shana haba b'Yerushalayim, l'shana haba b'Yerushalayim, 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 b'Yerushalayim habnuya, b'Yerushalayim, b'Yerushalayim, b'Yerushalayim habnuya. The next year in Jerusalem, but not Jerusalem, in Jerusalem that we are going to rebuild. Okay, Jerusalem will be rebuilt. Remember that Jerusalem was destroyed. The temple of Jerusalem was destroyed by our enemies, by the Roman Empire and by the Greek Empire and the Roman Empire. It was destroyed twice. Jerusalem Abnuya, Jerusalem will be rebuilt in the future. Okay, and part of the identity, it's the relationship with God and history. The Haggadah presents God as acting in history, liberating the oppressed. Jewish identity connects the spiritual with the historical. There are two Yetziat Mitzrayim. We receive our freedom, but we need to understand two things. And I would like to see you all, and I will come back soon. Which is the first freedom that we received? What we can consider, what was, and I ask you to think about, try to be in that time, go back to Egypt. We are talking about freedom. Which kind of freedom they had? When Moses crossed the Red Sea, and he said, come on, let's cross the Red Sea. Let's go to the Holy Land. Which kind of freedom they had, they receive?
To worship God?
Worship.
The freedom to walk out and be free of slavery, to be free of an incarceration, and so to speak,
But to worship one God.
and to worship one God.
Okay. What I'm trying to show you, that the first freedom that they received is the freedom of body.
Well,
Okay. The body went out from Egypt, but Egypt didn't went out of their bodies. In their minds, they continue to be slavers. The body was free, but the mind, the spirit, continue to be, they continue to be slavers. When do you think that they change their minds? When they complete this freedom, when the freedom was completed? What fact that happened after they went out from Egypt? We can say that they felt really free.
Probably after Sinai.
After Sinai, exactly. Exactly. Thank you.
Welcome.
After Sinai, because they received something spiritual. The Torah, the commandments, is something spiritual till today. When you receive the Torah, what it means to receive the Torah? When you agree with the Torah, when you live life regarding the commandments, this is something good for your spirit, for your spiritual life. The body came from Egypt, but they were not 100% free. When they received the Torah, they were considered for the first time people of Israel, because the Torah gave them something in common. And what they had in common was the law. The Torah represents the law. Now they had an history, a common history, 430-year history. We are talking about 5-6 generations, 430 years, 5-6 generations, 5-6 generation with the same story. Then they had memory, but they had bad memory about their lives. They were working hard for the Egyptian. They didn't have Shabbat. They didn't have the opportunity to rest. They didn't have any opportunity to celebrate their holidays. Then they received the Torah, and they then really started to be free from body and spirit. And try to think about you. When your mind is in another place, you can be sitting here with your body, and your mind can be in another place because you are worried about this or that person. You are worried about this or that situation. Okay, your body is here. All the same happen. Yes, you say, I need to change my mind. I am spiritually, I'm not feeling well. I'm going to do a trip. I'm going to travel. And you can be 10,000 miles from your place, but in your mind, yes, you are in your city, in your home. Then it's very important. This is the reason that we are talking. In each generation, we need to feel that our own is free. And it's very difficult exercise. Yes, the conditions that we have, I spoke before, we are fighting for our right of existence. What they fight in the desert also, to have the right to be in a land and to live their lives with their commandments, with their tradition, with their law, with their food, with their language, and created their own history. Let's go back. Okay, let's go back here. And we arriving to the last topic. Yes, everything is nice. We started, remember how we started. We started with history. From history, we jumped to identity. And now we need to look to the future. The future as a promise of redemption. The central phrase, next year in Jerusalem, it's not only geographical, but symbolic. It's point to a world that is unfinished, yet redeemable. I don't know if I spelled correctly.
Redeemable.
Redeemable. Thank you. Redeemable. Jerusalem, wholeness, peace, meaning the future not yet here, but it's possible. Okay. History is not finished. The Haggadah teach that just as there was redemption from Egypt, redemption can happen again. And what's the message? Do not accept injustice as permanent. History remains open. Okay. In our days, in every place, we as a Jews, we are fighting for our freedom, for our right of existence, for our right to celebrate our holidays, to wear in the way that the Jew is wearing, to go and to come without worries, to enter to our sanctuaries, to our temples, to our synagogue, to our Jewish institutions without any worries, as any other religion is doing. Hope even in darkness. The Jewish people have recited the Haggadah in difficult times throughout history. Do you remember during the Inquisition, they tried to celebrate Passover. During the Holocaust, in the different places in Europe, also in the camps, they try to celebrate Passover. Try to imagine in time of oppression how important it's this holiday when we are one of the main values, it's freedom. I was checking some material about what we did last year, and in our Haggadah appears 59 hostages that they were in Gaza. And this year, thank God, we don't have hostages in Gaza. And this is the darkest time. Yes, you think, okay, I'm free in my land, and you saw what was happened. We are positive, but darkness time are coming, and we don't know. We need to be prepared. In the time of the Inquisition in Spain and Portugal, the people of Israel used to read the Haggadah in the shoulders. They didn't put the book on the tables. They put in the shoulders. Then if someone was looking through the windows, yes, the Haggadah falling down, and nobody saw that they were celebrating Passover, because if they were discovered by the Inquisition agents, they were sent to another places, so they can be killed by the Inquisition. Okay, K, inside hope, it's not dependent of circumstance, it's a spiritual and historical choice. When we are talking about future, responsibility for the future, it's not only about waiting for redemption, it's about building it. We need to be active. You can't wait that things are going to happen. We need to educate the next generation. We need to practice justice and compassion, and we need to transmit values. This is what we need to share. We need to teach. We need to talk. It's the same story year after year. Yes, but you are not the same. Freedom, it's not the same. Your country, it's not the same. Your society, it's not the same. Your family, it's not the same. The Jewish future depends on what we do today. All of us are responsible. Okay? We are responsible for our time, for our own history. It's very easy to wait that other is going to solve your problem. You need to solve your problem. Generational continuity. The focus on children during the Seder highlights that the future lies in transmission. Without education, no future. With teaching, we have continuity. This is the reason that we ask the families to come here with the children. This is the reason that we organize a toddler's Seder, to show to the little kids how important is the value of freedom. And this is something, as the same way that you teach that you need to respect your mother and your father, we need to teach our history. If we don't teach, it will be not our history. Core teaching, the Haggadah does not say everything will be fine. It's a realistic text. It says, the future can be better, and you are part of building it. Do remember a part of the Haggadah that it's really very, very nice, and we are looking at the future, and we are thinking about redemption. Which part of the Seder is it? what we are doing in this part, in this specific part of the Seder. This is something that we are doing, and many people are expected for this part of the Seder. Many people like this special part of the Seder. What we are doing?
Besides drinking wine? Besides drinking wine?
It's related to the wine, but we don't drink wine in this time.
Elijah to come.
Exactly. Yes, remember that when we approach to the end of the Seder, we open the door because we believe that Elijah is going to come to visit our home, and he is going to drink for the biggest cup that we put in the table. This is future. Okay, we are thinking that he is coming to announce the redemption, and which is the function of Elijah, not just to come and to visit us and to bless our Seder, which is the mission of Elisha. It's nice that he is coming, he blessed. Remember that Elijah is working very hard. I don't know if he received or not his salary, but he's coming to bless our babies. In the Brit Milah, we have the chair of Elijah, okay? And we put the baby before the Brit Milah, before the circumcision. We put the baby like Elisha is taking the baby, blessing the baby, taking care of the baby during the circumcision, during the Brit Milah. We are singing about Elijah also during the Abdallah, at the end of the Shabbat service, when the day of Shabbat ends. We also are singing and we are saying B'meira v'yameinu yavo eleinu. In our time, he's going to come. He's going to come to announce what? What he's going to announce. And this is part of the future, the optimism of Judaism.
The coming of the Messiah.
Exactly. Okay, Elijah entered to our homes. He blessed our homes. He blessed our Seder. But he's going to announce the time of when the Mashiach, the Messiah, is going to come. Okay, and this is part of the optimism that we have. We are thinking about our past, how worse was to be slaves, but when we are talking about future, we are thinking about if the Messiah is going to come, it will be a redemption time. It will be a better time, and no fight between the people. Everybody will recognize the God of Israel. The people of Israel will be recognized by the entire world and people. Nobody is going to kill the Jewish people. And the Haggadah, yes, trying to find that a better world it's going to come. And this is the end. But we have a couple of minutes for questions, for reflections, for commentaries. I would like to open the floor for you.
Well, you said something earlier about, adding up the years. It's 3,500 years, and we are still telling this story. We are still relating this to our families, our children, our grandchildren, and still bringing those values that came from that period 3,500 years ago. I mean, talk about hope. We're still there. No matter how much they beat us down and they've tried to wipe us out, we're still here telling that story, bringing those traditions and values with us. And I find that fascinating, which is why I love the study of Judaism.
Thank you, Avi.
And it's as valuable today as it was then. It's meaningful today as it was then.
Okay, everybody else. Come on,
Come on.
come on, come on.
I look into Susan in that way
You
because
know, no challah next week, but we'll have Avi's making matzah. So look,
please open your microphone and give us your thoughts, your commentary. It's important. Don't be shy. It's important to know that perhaps if someone don't have the knowledge how to prepare the Passover dinner, we have enough material for it. Just let me know. I will be grateful to share this information with you. There are many guides how to prepare your home for Passover. And let me tell you that in America and in the countries when you have a huge Jewish population, it's very easy to celebrate the Jewish holidays. If you are in a little town, countryside, or in a place or in a country that you don't have Jews, it's so difficult to find matzah. Or if you are living really far from Israel, it took a lot of time that the matzah is going to arrive. Sometimes you have problems here or there till the matzah finally arrive. And also to find a bottle of kosher wine for Passover. I entered last week in a supermarket in Fort Lauderdale, and you have Coke, Diet Coke kosher for Pesach. Yes. This is something unique, but you have this in America. I'm sure that you have this perhaps in France, in Israel, of course, but you don't have in other places. And you don't have, we were talking about this before the class, that we are complaining that we didn't find enough Passover food this year in the supermarkets here in Riverside. But try to imagine that in other places, you just find Jewish food in Jewish stores, not in a general supermarket. When a supermarket, you have a special place with the Jewish food that provide. No, you must go just to the Jewish store. And and this is something that happened. I remember that one year in my city in Porto Alegre, I was really very busy doing this, that. And then when I arrived to the Jewish store to buy matzah, it was not any more matzah. I said, what I'm doing now? Okay, and then I received a basket with Pesach food, and it was a box of matzah, and it was great. But sometimes the people buy the entire, I don't know, all the boxes of matzah, and perhaps you don't find matzah. You don't find kosher wine for Pesach. Let me see here the chat. What I have here. I have here a commentary from Monica and Carlos. She would like to add that Pesach take us to introspection, personal introspection, and we clean our soul, yes, not just our homes. And we are trying to be better human beings. We need to love our people and our neighbors, but also we need to remember that God is our God who fight for us and who is giving us the freedom. Thank you, Monica, for your commentary. Others' voices I would like to listen, or perhaps some memory about Passover. Always was so easy to enter in a supermarket in America and buy a box of matzot or kosher wine, or was different during your childhood? What are your memories?
Well,
I remember going to the movies during Passover in Denver, and we thought, how are we going to have a Coke if it's not Passover? And the movie theater didn't have Passover sodas. So I think we had water. But it was just, we never kept it that much, but that memory just sticks with me, being in the movie looking for Passover Coke.
Okay.
well, I come from a tiny little town that had nothing Jewish whatsoever, just people. About 25 Jewish families. So of course we had to go to Springfield or Worcester, or this is in Massachusetts. And so it doesn't feel any different than Riverside this year, where you have to go out of town to get all this Passover food.
For example, what? Irvine.
Pardon me? I went to Irvine. Yes.
Irvine. Irvine.
Yes. Yes. And the other thing is, I think you all know that my family has some very unusual melodies to some of the song prayers and psalms in the book that I think my great grandfather made up these melodies. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but I've never heard them anywhere else. And so if my family has to come and has to sing, I don't cook unless they sing.
And the new generation of your family knows that melodies?
Yes, they do. But I asked when we moved to California, I asked my father to put it on tape for me, and it's gone from tape to CD, and now it's on a thumb drive. So I have all my father singing these melodies on a thumb drive,
Wow.
which is great. Anybody who wants to hear it,
Yeah.
I have it.
Good. Do you have, I asked to all of you, do you have, some of you or your family have a specific or a special Haggadah? Because there are some families who are making their own Haggadot.
Just the old Maxwell House one. We've used it for years.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we go to a new one and everybody says, let's go back to the old one. So we use the old one.
Tradition.
And the new ones today are coming with English, Hebrew, and transliteration. The old ones didn't come with transliteration, and you have a lot of Haggadot with a lot of text, not just modern text, talking about freedom and talking about the values of the holiday. Jen,
Haroldie,
Yes.
Haroldie, do you think that maybe you could play for us? I don't know, even if not during Shabbat or after Shabbat, maybe at the Oneg, could we hear some of that music that's been passed down to you?
You want me to bring the
Yeah.
thumb drive
Yeah.
Yeah.
this week? Okay, if I remember,
Yeah.
that's tomorrow. All
No,
right, I'm writing
no,
it down.
if not, you
I
can
don't know
sing.
how to play it.
If
I
not,
mean,
you
you
can
guys
figure it
gonna have,
out.
somebody has to bring a computer to do this, because
We'll
I don't
figure it
have a
out.
computer.
or perhaps
I'm writing it down. Okay.
Carly, or perhaps you can sing by your own one.
Oh, I can sing them. I can
Oh, yeah.
sing them.
Yeah.
I really can sing them, but frankly,
We'd love to hear your dad.
my father, oh, yeah. All right, now I have to find the thumb drive. That's the trouble with the thumb drive. It's too small.
But
I
you
know.
It's easily lost.
But you need now, this is my suggestion, you need to put this recording MP4.
Yes, you're
It will
absolutely right.
be online, then it will be easier. It's just a link that you can send
Yes,
from one
yes.
place to the other.
yes, and into the cloud.
I got tears.
All right, I'll find it. I will find it tonight.
That's your assignment, Caroline.
Sorry to make you work.
Oh, no, it's fine. I should do it anyway.
It's a great suggestion, Jen. I like
Yes.
She thrives on it, believe me.
it. Yes, and this is something that happen when you have the diversity inside your own community, when you have immigrants that came from different places, different backgrounds, different cities, different ways to live the Jewish life, and they are carrying as an heritage their own melodies. And this is very nice. Many families have their own melodies, or they did their own, they prepared their own Haggadot to have a different way to celebrate. But the main thing, and with this I'm going to conclude, the main thing that you can sing different melody, you can have a different Haggadah, you can have a different dish, but we are celebrating the same holiday. And this is the most important thing. This is what unify the people of Israel. You can eat this kind of food, or you can eat the other kind of food, but we are celebrating the same holiday. And this is the most important thing that happened with us, not just during Passover, during the entire year, when we are talking about holidays, and this is part of the message of the Haggadah. Yes, we celebrate.
The beauty of it.
We remember. We have memory. We develop our identity, and we are thinking about our future. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you.
If you need an Haggadah to follow the Seder in your home, just let us know. If you have little kids in your family, my suggestion, enter to the PJ library. They have Haggadot online for kids. And you can find many Haggadot in PDF on the websites, okay? Or just let me know, ask me, and with pleasure, I'm going to send you the links. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Have a
Rabbi.
wonderful evening, and let me wish you Chag Kasher V'Sameach, happy Passover.
Thank
Happy
you.
Passover.
you.
And
Very,
to everybody else.
And to
very
you.
interesting, very interesting, very informative.
Yes, really,
good class.
another way of looking at the Haggadah was really good. Thank you.
I'm waiting for you to celebrate Passover with us at Temple Bethel, okay? Run and call tomorrow the office if you didn't put your name in the list, okay? Please. Bye-bye.
We will be there.
Good night.
Hi, thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.